Well, hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode. As you can see, we have just woken up. Dana's not even up. Wasn't really planning on starting the episode like this, but here we are.
Episodes like this are never meant to be started like this.
Yeah. So we are still here in Utah. As you know, last episode we went to an awesome area called Dinosaur National Monument. Went to a really cool dinosaur museum. Saw some real fossils. That was actually a really amazing experience. And then that night we found this random free campsite for one evening. That was the plan, was just for one evening and then move on and continue our adventure. But as we were settling in last night, we realized the heater stopped working. So
the heater's been giving us some problems.
Yeah, it's been intermittently giving us some weird error codes, and like every single time up until last night they've just, gone away and it's worked totally fine. But this time it actually stopped working. So there's something wrong with the fuel pump for it. Like the heater that we have is piped into our van's gas tank. And for some reason it's not getting fuel anymore. I know the fuel pump is still going, because I can hear it like clicking and pumping and trying to go, but like no combustion actually happens and therefore no heat actually happens.
And we know that we have a full tank of gas.
Oh yeah, and it's not like we're low on gas in the van or anything like that. That's totally fine. It's not working. So pretty cold last night. It got it's not that bad. I think it got down to like 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. Here in the van, I think it got down to like 10 or something. So like it's not terrible. But definitely not what we're used to, and it was pretty cold and not a great sleep. So I spent last night emailing like a ton of van repair shops, like van building shops. Luckily we're here in Utah/Colorado border, and there's tons of those shops around here because it's a very popular thing around here. So hopefully some of them reply back to us and can help us fix or diagnose and fix this, and let's see what happens. Welcome to another episode. And yeah, just a note about the heater here in the van. This was the one element in this entire build that we did not do ourselves. Just because I knew it was going to be a huge pain to install these heaters. You have to drop your actual gas tank of your van and, send a pipe into it and all this stuff. And I didn't really want to futz with that, just because it's a bit of a pain, as I've seen in like people's install videos and stuff. So that was the one thing that I paid a shop to do, and now it doesn't work. And I don't have enough knowledge on how to fix it because I didn't do it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I might try to do some research and call some of these shops, and hopefully someone can help us.
Well, thank you. This is Josh.
Hi Josh, my name is Mike. I sent you an email last night regarding my Espar heater. I got your reply just now.
Yes.
How's it going?
Tell me what's happening.
I'm not sure. I know the pump is going, like I can hear it clicking and trying to like pump stuff, but then just no combustion happens, and then I get that fuel pump or fuel supply error code on like the little control panel.
How low is your fuel tank?
It's like 3/4 full. It's not even close to being low.
Okay. Do you know how to erase a code?
I do, yes. I already tried erasing the code. I've factory reset the thing multiple times. It's all the same thing every time. Is it a chance it's the fuel filter? That was like my next thing that I was gonna try to like think about. Like maybe it's
inside the pump.
Yeah, and like it's clogged and fuel's not getting through.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what would clog it. I've never actually seen anything in these filters. So.
Oh, okay.
What I would try to do is disconnect the fuel line from the heater underneath, if you can, and have it pump out into a cup. Keep in mind you've got gasoline, so it is flammable. And
sure. Okay.
That would be my first attempt. I'd say check that. See if there's actually fuel coming out of the pump.
Okay. Because yeah, maybe it's a bad pump and it's just not pumping at all anymore.
Correct. It might be doing a click, but the diaphragm may have blown or something.
Right.
Something like that.
Okay.
So I would say, let's see if there's actually fuel coming out. Normally, I get those errors even on mine all the time.
Right.
So you erase them and it usually works. If you erase it, you reformat and all that stuff, and it still doesn't work, let's verify that there's actually fuel coming out of it.
Okay, I'll give that a go as soon as I get out of bed here.
Where are you located now?
We're near Dinosaur National Monument, so it's like 3 hours-ish from Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Let me know what happens.
Okay, I'll do this and then I'll call you back. Okay, cheers. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So I just got off the phone with a van building place in Salt Lake City, which is about 3 hours away from us. He suggested pulling the fuel line and just making sure gas is actually going through it, which was what I was going to try anyway. This is sort of, some of the troubleshooting steps that I was thinking about. So I'll give that a go and then I'll call him back. All right, so we're just leaving this campsite right now so we can go to, there's like a rest stop down the road that's actually on pavement. It'll be a little easier for me to get underneath the van and work without getting super dirty. That's just what we're doing right now. Okay, underneath the van, we're gonna disconnect one of these lines and see if it still pumps fuel. Okay, so I had a little bit of a problem trying to get the fuel filter out of the pump just because I have the wrong size wrenches and I couldn't actually undo it. So we're going to a hardware store down the street. Try that first. And if that doesn't work, then we got to drive all the way to Salt Lake City, Utah, which is like 3 hours away, to buy a new pump from this van building company. So let's see what happens. So after I got the proper wrench, I removed the fuel filter, but it looked completely clean. I was at a bit of a loss, and I even tried to prime it by literally sucking on the fuel line, which was gross, but the pump still wasn't working. So we are headed to Salt Lake City, which is about a 3-hour drive in the wrong direction. This is part of it.
It's part of van life. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out because we need heat in our van. It is gonna get cold again as we head more north, and we cannot be without it. So keep you guys updated, but settling in for a long drive. Okay, so one of the first things that I did when this was all happening was reach out to the original installers of the heater. I emailed them letting them know the situation, and I provided the error code that the heater was giving me, and I asked if they had any advice. At this point, my suspicion was that it was a failing fuel pump, and I asked them if there was any additional diagnosis that they could suggest. They wrote back to me fairly quickly, which was nice, but it was also kind of confusing because they asked me to check some things that didn't really make any sense. They said to go to my EcoFlow system and check the console screen. Now, for those of you that don't know, EcoFlow is one of those all-in-one power electrical systems built for vans, and I don't even have one. So this was a little bit concerning because it almost felt like they didn't even read my email properly, so not a good start. Okay, everyone, so we have made it to Salt Lake City. That was a really long drive. Dana did most of it, so hats off to her. But yeah, we're about to get to this van build shop now and buy a new fuel pump. And hopefully this fixes it because we've come a long way. Shop for this van place. No, that's part of the life, you know? Yeah.
Let's pull it down the alley.
Okay.
And I've got a space you can do anything.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that'd be great. All right, new pump. Let's see if this works. Okay, pumps in. Moment of truth.
Already feeling really hot. Puppies go.
Okay, so we found the problem. So this fuel line coming from the heater to the gas tank, this fuel line was just literally resting on top of the exhaust system, and it totally melted, and the entire thing is just melted to shreds. I can't believe this. So it wasn't the pump, it was just this thing. Well, this is way worse than we could have even expected. Yeah.
I would also recommend shortening this. It's not bad, but I don't like it straight down. I like it out.
Okay.
So you can see it. Okay, I'll look at that in a second.
More bad work.
I don't know.
I don't know. They were one of the ones that were available, and they're like, yeah, we'll go do it. And price was okay. And, well, this is the result.
Shit happens.
Yeah, they made it sound like, oh, yeah, we do tons of these. And, like, I pull up to their lot, they got a lot of vans coming in and out. It's like, this looks like a legit place.
Well, the problem is not that. The problem is who's actually doing the work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That might be enough. There you go.
Anything else?
Let me look, take a look over here then.
Okay.
I want to see what other fucker is in here. Oh, God damn it.
What?
Oh, fuck me.
No.
Oh, yeah, this is not nice.
What's not nice about it?
Okay, do you know how hot this gets?
Sure.
Look what they've goobered it up.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was
It's
down there. I was like,
terrible.
what is all this shit?
Well, it might be okay. That might be like high temperature silicone, but it's not
Oh.
necessary. It's just stupid.
This is Duck. Duck! Come here, come say hi. Hello. Say hi.
All right, we are back in business. We have heat once again. Very disappointed in the first company that did our heater. That was really bad, the way that they did it. And it could have caused a fire, all this terrible stuff. But luckily, this shop saved us. So yeah, if you guys are ever in the Utah area, check out this shop. They're called Pika Van, run by a guy named Josh. Amazing. He's got an amazing dog. Name is Duck. Super cute. Anyway, thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
You're the man. All right, so just to give you guys an idea of what we've done, we replaced this. We probably didn't need to, but we did anyway because that's what we thought was the problem at first. And he helped us reroute this line over top of the exhaust, so it's actually like, fastened into the bottom of the van instead of just resting on top of the muffler, which is what it was before. So really, really bad, the previous install company, but we got a heater again.
What a day.
That was a day. That was one of the craziest days that we've had since we started this trip. Like, I'm almost a little bit speechless how crazy that was, and the discovery that we made about our heater install. So to sum up, we are super thankful for Josh at Pika Van Outfitters here in Utah. He totally saved our ass. Like he didn't have to do any of that.
No,
Like-
he was
like-
very, very kind.
Yeah, when we were calling him and talking to him this morning, it was just gonna come buy this pump and maybe use his space to quickly for me to install it. He wasn't gonna have to do anything. And then once he peeked under there with me and he immediately identified what was wrong.
He went under there and instantly was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh.
I see the problem.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
Yeah, and it just shows me this like melted wire that like the previous installer, I can't believe it's been like that.
Yeah, we were thinking that when it was sitting at our house for all those months, we weren't running the car. Like, the car was not like on.
Yeah.
So the exhaust was never getting really, really hot.
Yeah.
So for all those months, nothing really happened. So it must have been starting to melt as soon as we left
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah.
And I, like you said, you are surprised at how long it's lasted even. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't, like, even just like the fact that we it's been 3 months now since we've been on the
Yeah.
road, and like now is when it finally melted through. And
or just enough that it's okay, nothing is coming through now. Because
Yeah.
there must have been something coming through before, because it was working,
yeah.
but yeah, very dangerously working.
So
Yeah.
like when I wasn't around and Dana was by herself,
So I was by myself and it started acting up and it started giving me a different error code, just saying like something must be blocking one of the pipes or something.
during that time, I just kind of told her over the phone, like, I'm sure it's nothing, just reset it and keep going on. without knowing that, like, no, what is happening right now is that it's melting through the line, the fuel line, like next to like a super hot part of the van, and this is where we ended up. Like, I just can't believe that's what happened, and the fact that that's how the previous installers did it, because that makes me so mad. That like we like trusted this van installer in Vancouver.
So
they seemingly have good reviews on Google and stuff like that too. Like, they didn't seem like they were a problem company at all.
Yeah,
But,
so
like,
take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure they are, like I said, they excel at some things, but this might not be their bread and butter.
I don't know. I have no idea what they're gonna say when I bring this up to them. I'm gonna write them like a big long email tonight and with photos and evidence and all this stuff. We'll see what they say.
If I were them, I would give us at least some of our money back or some sort of reimbursement to be like, I'm so sorry, because literally our van would have burnt down if we didn't know about this.
If we had just kind of left this, like it could have gotten really bad.
Yeah.
So that was just such a crazy day.
Yeah.
But we're back on the road now. Now we're gonna drive the 3 hours back the way we came and call it. Because, frick, I am exhausted after today. All right, hello again, everybody. We have made it to a Walmart in some random town. I don't even know where we are. We're just over today. Hell of a day. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's fixed. We got a heater again. Back on schedule tomorrow. All the things that we were planning to do for this episode, we're gonna get back into it. But anyways, we made some pizza because we have no energy to actually cook anything. But we'll catch you guys tomorrow for doing some cool stuff yet again. Although I'm sure this was super entertaining for you guys. It was a day. Anyway, good night for now. See you guys tomorrow. Hello. Good morning.
It was a better morning this time.
There was heat. And we were warm overnight.
I know, we were trying really hard not to complain about the heat.
Yeah, it was almost too hot. And that would have been so stupid to complain about. But in any case, it's the next day. We are moving on. We are heading up north. We're gonna go check. If you guys saw last episode, we were at an area called Dinosaur National Monument. We didn't get to see all of it because of the heater fiasco. So we're gonna go and continue that journey. We're gonna head to the top side, the north side of Dinosaur National Monument to check out a hike. And then after that, we're probably gonna find a campsite to sort of chill out at for a few days, just because we've been doing so much driving and moving around. We need to catch up on some work. I need to edit some YouTube videos because I don't even have one prepared for this weekend yet. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Bit of an interesting end of the night yesterday. So the guy who fixed our heater problem, he was basically spending the evening calling out the original installers of our heater publicly on social media. They were replying back to him, and he sent me all the screenshots of their conversations. They're supposed to call me today and offer some sort of compensation for all the crap that we've gone through. So it's going to be really interesting if and when they call us. I don't know if they actually will, or if they just told him that.
We have sent them an email. They have not responded.
Yeah, I sent them an email yesterday. In midst of all this, they didn't respond, even though they were responding to him like non-stop. He kept sending me screenshots of their conversations. It's been pretty interesting reading it all, but they're supposed to call us today with some sort of resolution, and I'm very interested to see what they have to say. So stay tuned for that. But for now, we got a 2-hour drive to the top of Dinosaur National Monument. Nice landscapes behind us here. Let's enjoy our time. All right, so we're about an hour away from this hike, and it has become dirt.
Yeah, not really. Did not expect this.
Yeah.
I thought this was just a regular road,
Yeah.
but yeah.
How far do we have to go on this? 77 kilometers.
Well, no, 19 kilometers until I turn right onto another road.
That is probably also going to be dirt.
Potentially.
Let's see. Okay, so we are getting pretty close to the start of this hike. So this area is called the Gates of Lodor. It looks Like these gigantic cliffs and these mountains by this river. This is where dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. Okay, we have started this trail. Unfortunately, this trail is not pet friendly, so we cannot bring them. And
I feel really bad, but
yeah,
it should be very
it's supposed to be like less than not even 20 minutes or so. So we just want to go and check out the gates over there. We'll leave the puppies. You might be able to hear them barking behind us as we left them in the van. Don't worry, got the fans going. They're shaded. It's fine.
And
we're gonna hoof it.
Hoof it.
Yeah. Let's see what this place is all about. Hopefully it's nice. But from far away, it looked really cool. So,
like Mike said, we don't love leaving the dogs in the car, but I just couldn't pass this place up. It looked amazing, and honestly, it's no different. I'm trying to tell myself this. It's almost no different than us just leaving them to go to the grocery store. We're usually in the grocery store for like, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes sometimes. The other thing that's kind of sad is that it is Bentley's birthday and we're leaving him in the car. Can't even bring him on this trail. He is officially 14 as of today.
in dog years? 98.
Yeah, he's old.
Almost 100.
But yeah, we're huffing and puffing because we want to do this fast so that we can get back to them and continue to celebrate his birthday.
We can see the gates in the distance. Man, this place looks cool. Here we are, everybody.
So worth it.
Check it out. The gates of Lodor.
It almost sounds like the gates of Mordor.
Yeah, it totally does, doesn't it? Wow, this is so cool. I like short hikes that give you super good payoff like this, because that took like not even 10 minutes to walk to this.
Yeah, but it took 2 hours to get.
Sure, the drive was long, but the walk was short. But like, look at this. That's crazy. Like, it's just so massive. Okay, we are back in the car and we got one more stop to see today before we find a campsite. I believe it's a waterfall, right?
As long as we're in season.
Right, we could get there and there might be no water. Let's find out. Yeah, you're good so far. Very slowly go down here with your rear tires. Yeah, you're good. Oh, we're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, that's close. Nice. See, you can never tell on camera. This is really deep, and the overhang off our back tire is always a point of contention for us. But we turned around. It was like a billion 3-point turns. Oh, wow. Hey, look at that. That's beauty. Alrighty. I think we're about to get to our campsite for the next couple days. Check that view out.
Yeah. All right, so this isn't the exact spot, but we just we're driving by and this looks stunning.
Look
so
at this.
we might just pull up right here.
This looks crazy.
There's been like nobody at any of the camp spots here.
We're like totally alone here. This is nuts. Look at this. Wow. I'm so happy we're here. Can you believe this is where we're camping? This is one of the nicest campsites we ever had.
Say that every time.
I do say that every time.
When I will be honest. I think this one is better than our last one.
Yeah. Okay, So it's getting to be about dinner time. I'm sure what you are really wanting to know is what's the status of our communication with the original install company for the heater. So they didn't end up calling me. We've just been kind of emailing each other back and forth all day today. It's actually probably better this way just to get stuff in writing. Long story short, basically they were super apologetic. They said that they're going to be doing like an internal investigation. The actual install of this heater was quite a while ago at this point, probably like 10 months ago. But like we've only had this rig on the road for like less than 3 months because, you know, even after they installed the heater, we were still in mid-build of all this. And it was like months and months after that before we actually got it on the road, which kind of explains why we didn't notice it until after we were on the road. But it's likely been like this since the very beginning. But anyway, what they said was they have apparently very strict protocols on how they install these heaters, and it was supposed to be held in place by 2 separate clips over top of the exhaust area of the van. So I don't really know what's going to happen in terms of proving whether or not they did it for this install. You know, my gut tells me that they totally forgot, because if there had been clips in that area, the melted piece of fuel line that we pulled would have had, you know, a leftover zap strap on it or some sort of leftover clip around it, and there was nothing like that. So it's very unlikely that they had the clips on there, and even if they did, like for 2 of them to fail in that area and fall off and then disappear, I don't know. It doesn't really add up to me. In any case, they agreed to pay for the bill of repair that I had yesterday from that shop in Utah, so they covered all of that. They also are doing, like I said, is they're launching some internal investigation to figure out what happened, because the original install of this heater was expensive. For us, it was $3,500 Canadian, which included the cost of the heater, but like a giant chunk of that, more than half of that, was, you know, the labor of the install. So I kind of told them, and if I'm being honest about how I really feel about the situation, proper compensation to me would not only be, you know, them footing the bill for the repair yesterday, which they have, but also giving me some, if not most, of the labor cost of the original install, because they royally messed this up, in my opinion. That was not good. It was super dangerous. For real, put us in danger, and that doesn't sit right with me. That's not at all. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated as to if they, you know, continue talking with us. You know, we'll see where it all actually ends up when all the dust is actually settled. Yeah, so that's the story. If I had any sort of takeaway from our experience of all of this, is that even if you get stuff professionally installed, don't just trust that they did it right. Like, that's, you know, have to meticulously go over all of the work, especially with this stuff. There are a lot of different van building companies out there, some big, some small. There's no industry specifications or standards of practices that everyone follows. Everyone just kind of does whatever they want. So you really, really have to be on the lookout. If you get something professionally installed, go over it yourself. And because I might have been able to catch this, you know. You know, in any case, it is what it is. We'll keep you guys updated.
All right, Chef Mike in action today.
Yeah.
So what is this again?
It's a Korean beef rice bowl with cucumber salad. So, it smells good.
It does. Okay, you be the first.
No, I like it.
So it's too spicy?
No, it's good. The cucumber really balances that out.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
Okay, everyone. So I think we are going to call it on this episode here. Dana gave me a fresh haircut just now, so I no longer look homeless, which is great. Definitely a crazy adventure these last few days. All that stuff with the heater. We'll keep you guys updated on how all that goes throughout these next few weeks. But yeah, we are going to continue our adventure north. There's lots of more cool things to come. Hopefully no more disasters, but I don't know. You guys probably like seeing that stuff anyway, so maybe there will be more. I have no idea. But in any case, thanks a lot for joining us. My name is Mike.
I'm Dana.
We're Let's Just Go Travel, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.
Woot woot.
Okay, you guys, so it's been a couple of months since this incident happened. I just wanted to give you guys like sort of like a full update on what's been going on. So basically, after this incident, they said that they would do like an internal investigation. They would get back to me ASAP. And a little over a week went by and I didn't hear from them. So I ended up reaching out to them and just asked them like, hey, you know, have you guys had a chance to do the internal investigation? Do you have any update? And they wrote me back basically saying that the specific technician that worked on my van, he doesn't work there anymore, but according to their logs, he did install it properly, and he used like safety clips and all this stuff at all the right places. And then they went on to say that they are currently waiting for another Ford Transit van to come into their shop and get a heater installed on it. And they wanted to replicate their install procedure in the same way and then see if that leads to failure, according to them. So the issues that I have with this are as follows. So one, I still think that they just straight up forgot to put safety clips on mine, and they're just not willing to admit it. Like I said before, if there were safety clips, once we got like the melted piece off, there would have been evidence of like leftover clips on them or zap straps or something like that on like the melted portions, and there was nothing like that. So that's why I don't think there was ever anything on there. And secondly, I ended up going through some of like our old footage of when we were building the van. So if you look at this screenshot, this was after we got the heater installed, and I'm underneath the van here. I'm still building it out. It's important to note that at this point we hadn't even gotten the van on the road yet. It wasn't ready to go on any trips. All that had happened was we had driven from the, you know, heater install place back home, and that's it. And you can see me here. I'm installing the lines. I'm installing the drainage lines for the kitchen sink. And so yeah, you can see the line here that goes from the gas tank to the heater system. And I don't know, does this look like it was secured properly? Like if it was secured properly, I feel like at this point the line would have gone straight up, so it could have been fastened into the bottom of the van. But it kind of looks like it's going on this weird diagonal, which to me seems like it's just resting on top of the exhaust system. So yeah, if it was secured properly like it is now, it would have gone straight up at this point, and it's not. But yeah, when I showed them this photo, they didn't really have anything to say about it. They just kind of ignored it. And even if I'm wrong, even if, you know, they totally did install it to their spec and it was correctly, you know, safety clipped off over top of the exhaust system, the fact that it couldn't even handle 3 months of usage before it failed is kind of a big deal. And it's also doubly concerning that their solution is to wait for another van to come in, do the same install, potentially risk their safety as well, to see if, you know, it will fall off again. So that all seems pretty nuts to me. No more compensation was offered to us, and they basically just stopped talking to me after this. And I actually don't really expect to hear from them ever again. In any case, I guess I should just be happy that I got anything at all and that we were able to move on from this mess and just keep going on the road. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like, do you guys think the way this all went down was fair? Should I have approached this a different way? Was I unreasonable in my ask of some of the stuff? I don't know. But this whole thing was definitely really stressful, and try to put it behind us and just be happy we're back on the road again. In any case, we'll catch you guys on the next one.